So it's day 32 of the Iran war. The Wall Street Journal has been running a story that President Trump is apparently looking at a way of ending hostilities, but potentially leaving the Straits of Hormuz unresolved. Is that a tenable plan? What is interesting is the Iran war was originally only focused on Iran, but Iran has been fighting back, launching missiles and strikes across the region, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, but also it's ended up with the Straits of Hormuz and the Bab al-Mandab Straits, and of course across in Israel. The whole conflict seems to have expanded and potentially looks like it's getting out of control. But as a military planner, you're ruthlessly focused on, is the military plan delivering the strategic objectives? So let's look at what the US military objectives were for this campaign. Trump's been pretty clear. They fall into two main categories. The first two are around the nuclear capability, to stop Iran delivering nuclear weapons, but also developing their own nuclear program, and also stop them threatening their neighbours, not just with conventional military capability, but also the defence industrial base that delivers that as well. The challenge, of course, is has that been achieved? Well, charitably, we know that Iran's military has been severely degraded by the military operation. We don't know about the nuclear capability, but you can pretty much guarantee that that has been a key focus. It's pretty clear that Iran is not prepared to surrender or capitulate, and therefore negotiation is the only way that this is going to end. The challenge, of course, is that President Trump is a seasoned negotiator. He'll want some leverage. And that probably explains why he's got the threat of the US Marine Corps in the region, because they would almost certainly propose a credible threat for Karg Island, potentially on some of the islands in the Straits of Hormuz, and even potentially some sort of mini invasion around the Straits of Hormuz to secure land there. Now, this will be a very dangerous military operation. I've no doubt the US Marine Corps could do it, but it would risk casualties. But that's missing the point. The point actually is making sure the Iranian leadership believe there's a credible plan there, and just a seed of doubt that President Trump might see it through, and that provides President Trump some leverage. The challenge, though, of course, is the Straits of Hormuz remains contested, it remains closed, and that's a big problem for the international community. But quite frankly, President Trump doesn't really see that as an American problem at all. He says quite clearly the US doesn't use the Straits of Hormuz, whereas the international community, European allies do. And of course, the European allies haven't actually been supporting America in this campaign. So what looks very likely to be happening at the moment is President Trump's going to position himself as being the one who solved the Iran problem, and it's now going to be for the European partners to mop up the bits and solve the Straits of Hormuz. The challenge, of course, here is that military action will never change the intent of the Iranian leadership. The only way to do that is through political dialogue. The military action has undoubtedly written down Iran's ability to not only develop nuclear weapons, but also pose a credible threat to its partners. But over time, probably after President Trump has left office, Iran will rebuild. They will get stronger and they will be better prepared.